So, sir, you've said several times over that this is going to be or rather, this is a very important election for the country, and you have given your own reasons for the same. And you have said that it's quite critical because democracy may not be there if the same government comes back to power. So, is the India alliance strong enough to give a proper alternative? Because the BJP's propaganda is basically around the argument that there is no proper alternative being given by the India alliance.
Well, you see, there's no proper alternative, or there's no real alternative to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is the personality, etc., etc. These are arguments of a very vintage variety, which I've been hearing for the last half a century. When we had the same argument in 2004, saying what is the alternative to Vajpayee? What is this motley crowd that is coming here? Kushti in Kerala and Dosti in Delhi. How can that be left in? So, but despite all that, alternative government came in 2004. For 10 years it lasted. So the point is, there are two narratives that are currently on in India. One is a Modi-sponsored or the BJP-sponsored media narrative that is majorly taken over thanks to corporate media, except for very honorable exceptions like you all. But the overall the atmosphere is to create a media narrative that is completely diverse from the people's narrative, and which is what is happening. If you say that does India have that alternative? That alternative has emerged already through the understandings and seat adjustments in most of the states and the state level, which was always the declared objective. It's not going to be a great all India fanfare, division of seats, etc. It is going to be brass tacks down the line at the state level, and that has been worked out in a vast majority of states. In some states, deliberately, it has not worked out because that is more advantageous to actually keep the BJP out. Like in Kerala, the LDF-UDF contest is what demand. Forget an MP, not even an MLA, BJP can get. And like in Bengal, the Trinamool Congress anti-cumbency, that should not favor the BJP. So therefore, the Congress and the left being together. And so in each state, things have got a different footing. But overall, I would say all over the country, the understanding between the partners of the India bloc has been achieved. And I think that is a very, very viable and a very strong alternative.
But there is also this argument that this tends to weaken the India alliance because you are in competition with Congress here in Kerala, and you are in alliance with Congress elsewhere, say West Bengal, Rajasthan, and other places.
So how does that weaken?
Because it gives out a message that you are not together.
Who's perceiving that message? That is what I said by two narratives. The people on the ground perceive a different narrative from what the media is propagating. People on the ground say it is only because of the UDF-LDF confrontation that the BJP is marginalized in Kerala. You are saying the opposite. Or the media narrative says the opposite. But the reality is what the people's narrative has actually proven the fact in the last elections or last assembly elections or whatever it is. Despite all the sound and fury that the BJP makes and the Prime Minister's regular visits, what was the net result for them in Kerala? That all of us know. We've seen the things. So therefore, I think that this is only a media-generated, BJP-sponsored narrative. The real people's narrative realizes there is no such problem there at all.
CPM was a party which went to court against the electoral bonds. Why is it that it hasn't, now the data is available for the people to study and understand, but why is it that it has not become a poll issue across the country?
I'm afraid again the two narratives are at work. It has become a poll issue at the local level. It has become a poll issue at the local level, and in fact everywhere that we've been going campaigning, it is such an issue that people saying that we never knew that the Modi or this government could actually loot the country in such a way. And they've used all the tools available in the dictionary. Extortions, quid pro quo, sweetheart deals, money laundering, threats of actions, and thereby collecting and amassing nearly 10,000 crores of rupees. So, you think people are just not realizing all this? They are realizing it from their own day-to-day experiences. They're saying if they can amass so much money by these methods, and you have the highest unemployment, the highest continuing inflation, particularly of food stuff, household savings at their lowest ever in our history, household indebtedness is the highest ever in our history. What does all this show?
But are these issues being discussed by the people at the grassroots?
They're more than discussed, they're felt. And it is that makes a decisive difference. Discussions can be abstract many a time, but it's actually lived experience of the people.
But there was a study done recently which said BJP has been able to create a perception that it is returning to power in Delhi.
Again,
and so people, although they feel all these things, they still tend to vote the BJP.
Again, building up the media narrative. That is what it is all about.
Perception management.
Perception management and building up of the alternate narrative. There can be also the other nature of surveys also that we can give, which came out recently. Danik Bhaskar published it, and later it had to retract. Never says why it had to retract. That's a different point. But in about 10 states, the India bloc will get about 200 seats, and overtaking the BJP. And importantly, the states where BJP had maximized its position already.
New.
So,
states like UP,
Rajasthan, Bihar. So, it is whatever be the perception management or mind control games that they play. But eventually, people have to survive, no? People have to see whether their children survive or not. And people, unfortunately, what the BJP doesn't want to be known to the public is India today tops the world in terms of the largest net worth individuals and their families leaving the country. Why? They don't find themselves safe here. That is the most unfortunate part. After 75 years of independence, if you don't find your motherland safe to live in, then what is the message that is given?
So how do you see or assess the CPM performance or CPM show in the elections in West Bengal, in Tripura, Rajasthan and Kerala?
You see, in Bengal and Tripura, the CPM's performance will be much better if the elections are held free and fair. And that is a challenge. You hold a free and fair election, you will find the CPM's performance vastly improving.
Tripura and West
Bengal, particularly.
Yep.
And that is where, for the last few elections, the complete distortions have been taking place. And which unfortunately could not be controlled. And also there is an interest for the BJP in Bengal to portray it as a TMC-BJP binary. And that is again the media perception, saying that this is the alternative to that. And in that projection, they got thoroughly, roundly defeated in the assembly elections by the BJP. But then BJP is the ruling party in Tripura. So there again, there's a total sham of elections that are taking place. So we hope the election commission rises to the occasion.
So do you think that the move by IT department to raid the DC office in Thrissur and to raise some allegations of fund misappropriation and all that, so that is also part of this electoral game?
You tell me, these accounts are up on the election commission website and on the IT database website for the last 1 year. Why it have to be woken up now? Even supposing I were to say that they are doing their job. I mean, when you file the return, after 1 year you wake up, and that too in the midst of the election. And that too along with all the other things that are happening. Delhi CM's arrest, Jharkhand CM's arrest, and then this attack on all the opposition leaders, dividing parties, etc. Why does it happen now? That is enough to show that this is qualified intention. Now, if there is anything in that nature, we have, on the basis of the usage of the CPI and PAN card, every single account that has been used all over the country, all of them consolidated and submitted annually by us. And in fact, there were times when the Election Commission and the other authorities say on record that we are the one who actually fulfills that in time. And now, even the ruling party does not do that, but there are no questions asked there. No, but you tell me another fact, that this timing is there. You have clear-cut cases of money laundering in the electoral bonds. The various firms that have bought electoral bonds, multiple times the profits they made. There are many firms who bought electoral bonds who have gone to losses. Where did they get this money? Isn't this an open and shut case of money laundering? And Prevention of Money Laundering Act, PMLA, is that ED is empowered with it. Why is it not using the PMLA on these cases?
But CPM is of the view that PMLA along with the UAPA should be struck down because it is draconian in nature.
No, the draconian aspects of it must be struck down. Must be struck down. But what I am saying is now you are using the same PMLA or others and saying that there is no need for me to give you any charge sheet. I can put you in jail till you prove yourself to be innocent. That's on me, on us. They have just reversed the principle of jurisprudence. That I am innocent till proven guilty. Now I am guilty till I prove my own innocence. No, that's ridiculous. I mean, that we want to go. But if that is being implemented in other places, why not these open and shut cases of money laundering in the electoral bonds? That is a straightforward giveaway.
Mr. Modi was here yesterday and he raised a lot of allegations against the state government, saying that there was this Teruvanu scam in which the party was involved. He also cited the case against CM's daughter, then the raid by income tax department, all that. So, I mean, how is the CPM defending it?
The central agencies, the whole smuggling thing has been going on for how many years now?
2.5 years.
Under whose remit is that whole subjective area? Central government? Why is it not doing anything? If that is the case. So either this Prime Minister is inaccurate or his agencies are incompetent. And here it is the Prime Minister who is actually inaccurate. Not only inaccurate, deliberately spreading false information. So the point is that always the boot is on the other foot for Mr. Modi. He makes these reckless allegations, whereas he is singularly responsible as heading the central government for having conducted these investigations earlier.
Yeah, but the same allegations are also repeated by the Congress, and the Congress also says that you're in, you have joined hands with the Congress elsewhere where you are happy as a partner, and here in Kerala, the government is totally corrupt. That is a
well. Otherwise, what is the local standard? They have to say something. What is the local standard? I want them to answer one question. Why is it the largest number of people going and joining BJP are Congress leaders? Why? So before hurling charges, look into yourself. Why is this happening? I mean, people with, half a century standing in the Congress have gone to the BJP all across the country, not only here. And even here, I don't want to name them because These are all when people I worked with in the parliament, and they've been ministers, etc. But their children, etc. don't. If they don't want to join politics, that's fine. I have no problem. But if they want to join politics, and they want join the Congress and then leave to go to the BJP, what is happening? So stop hurling unnecessary charges and just look inward and see.
But the allegation is that most of these cases are not pursued because the CM has some sort of understanding with the BJP.
If they had to be pursued, you think after all that Modi said yesterday, that he said here, he is not pursuing because of some understanding. He is not pursuing, he is unable to pursue because he is unable to find a substantial basis or material on the basis of which he can act. That is the reality.
So, what are the major poll issues raised by the CPM? Is it different in each state, or there is a national narrative as shown in the manifesto?
There is a national narrative which is there in our manifesto.
Yeah.
And of course, in each state, there are certain specific variations. And there are some very important issues that come up to the forefront, like the question of law and order in Bengal or in Tripura. I mean, a level playing field in the free and fair election. I mean, these are the issues that are important. So, like this, in state to state, there will be variation, but there is a general national narrative and the theme and a national program which we want to implement. That is there in our manifesto.
You don't think that there is any anti-incumbency existing in Kerala?
No. You see, anti-incumbency also may, if at all it is there, may reflect in the assembly election. Because after all, anti-incumbency against whom? If there is an anti-incumbency in Kerala, then it is against the Congress. 19 or the 20 are with the UDF, no? So if there is any anti-incumbency, it is against the Congress. That should favor us.
How do you rate your chances of succeeding in places like Rajasthan, where you are contesting one seat, and in Tamil Nadu, where you are in alliance with Kannur?
Tamil Nadu, I've just been there, just completed my campaign there. Tamil Nadu is going to do very well. I don't think the BJP or its allies are going to get even a single seat there. So therefore, we should be winning both our seats that we are contesting. In Rajasthan, naturally, historically, it's never happened that the Congress and the CPM came together. We were main contenders in that whole area.
Yeah. Where your state secretary is now
the candidate.
Amrara.
So now that has happened because of the national developments, I think it should give us positive results. But you must remember that last time, the BJP which won that seat won with 58% of the voting support. So it's 8% more than the halfway mark. So it's a formidable contest, right? So we'll have to see now what happens. In Bihar, I think we have a good chance. In Bihar, we have a good chance. In Assam, there is a lot of ground pressure against the Congress to withdraw their candidate. In Bharatiya, where we are contesting. So we'll have to see what happens there. So likewise, I think there will be new areas in which we will be able to reach, get members of parliament.
But the staying away of parties like JDU, RLD, then Prakash Ambedkar's party, isn't that affecting?
That has been his, that has been the historical role he played in the last few elections. Always finally objectively helped the BJP.
Yeah.
Even last election, last assembly elections, last parliament election, that's the role that he played.
The split in NCP and JDU and RLD staying away.
They've done all this in order to gain BJP. But I think it is actually boomerang on them. Splitting NCP and Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena has given both the NCP leader and Uddhav Thackeray a tremendous groundswell of support base. Through the sympathy that they've been wronged. And that is why, they could not. BJP with all this splinter alliance they could not hold the local body elections. Because they were sure to lose. They didn't want that to happen before the parliament election.
We are in Kannur, where the CPM is being accused of fomenting violence.
Is there anything new?
No, but because of the recent
Since I entered politics 50 years ago, the same charge that CPM is fomenting violence. Who are the best judges of that as true or not? People. So look at where the people are voting and what is the verdict they are giving.
So the blasts ahead of the elections are not going to impact the outcome.
Which
the blast which happened recently, just about 2 weeks ago.
No, they won't impact the event, but definitely it is an indication that there are desperate forces who are trying to make inroads. But the people of Kerala are mature enough; they won't allow it.
But some CPM workers have been accused, and the guy who got killed also is part of the party.
That, I mean, it always happens. Anything that happens in Kerala, there will always be an accusation CPM is involved in it. I mean, that's because of the vast popular mass support we have. So that will likely come. But in most of the cases, finally, when the courts finally given their verdicts, it has all been that we've been, all these cases have actually we've been cleared of them.
Why do you think is Mr. Modi making frequent visits to Kerala, saying that we'll get 2 digits?
What is desperation?
From the state.
Desperation. On the one hand, you go around boasting around the country, we'll get more than 400. On the other hand, he knows fully well, more than anybody else, that he's already maximized in those areas where the sharpening of communal polarization works for them. He can't get more seats than what he got last time from Rajasthan. Because there are no more seats. You know, but those are reducing. Where does he make up from? Split the parties in Maharashtra. Split Nitish Kumar from the India bloc. You go and align with Devgowda in Karnataka. So trying to cut your losses. And that is what. And then coming here, hoping the more he comes, that they may get some gains. Here in Tamil Nadu, he's continuously been traveling. I think he's visited Tamil Nadu at least a dozen times. But then, unfortunately, he doesn't learn from his own experience. He did the same in Karnataka before the assembly elections. The more he travelled there, more decisively the Congress won. So that is what is likely to happen here also.
What do you think will happen in Kerala? Like last time, it was a poor show by the CPM and the left.
For the parliament?
Yeah, for the parliament.
Yeah, that's what I said. For the parliament, when you asked me about anti-cumbency, I said that should favour the left. But this time, after seeing the Congress leaders so easily defecting to the BJP, etc., the people are also in Kerala, I think, have to come. If not, they have already come, they are coming to the conclusion that it is a safer bet to have the left, which is unlikely to defect of this nature, in order to strengthen the BJP than the Congress.
But then
rely more on the left than the Congress.
The left also faced the same situation in West Bengal and Tripura.
No.
Party leaders went and joined.
Very rarely. Never. That is the thing. I mean, West Bengal and Tripura, we are getting killed, but our leaders don't turn out. But that sort of a character you require in the party, which the Congress doesn't have. So Kerala people have, I think, already come to the conclusion that it is a much safer bet to have the CPM and the left involvement, because about the Congress, even if they win, we don't know how many will remain with the Congress.
Okay. So are you happy with the way the India Alliance has been doing its work?
Well, it has been fairly satisfactory at the moment, at the state level, which is what we planned anyway. And there is going to be a meeting in Ranchi on the 21st, and also in issuing what we decided earlier of the basic fundamental points of our agenda of what we will do to the people. That will also be released.